Hi everybody, this is my final reflection for the multimedia montage project. Before I even began creating this website, I played around a lot with design in my blog for class, which actually this blog was one of my first attempts at using WordPress, and this is pretty much what founded and helped me build the skills that I learned in this class so I could finally create other websites. Although I really enjoyed building my website, the mini art school posts were probably my favorite part of this class because they required me to step out of my comfort zone and practice what I had learned from the textbooks and reading resources for class. It's through this practical application that I learned the ins and outs of design, so I felt very prepared once I did start to create my website. In particular, earlier in the semester, we actually learned about gestalt laws, excuse me. And this really opened up my eyes because I had never heard of gestalt laws, which revolve around proximity, similarity, continuity, and closure. And for class, we were asked to collect examples of logos that demonstrate the four gestalt laws. After reading Chapter 7 of White Space is Not Your Enemy, and after completing this exercise, I recognized the work that goes into creating visually appealing designs that draw viewers in. And although my website does not necessarily rely on drawing people in, because I target an audience that would use my website as a supplementary resource, I still needed to create a site that was visually appealing and easy to navigate, which is why ultimately I created a website. I used a different color. Initially this was white. I made it green just to be a little bit more welcoming, and I had my users in mind. Overall though, one of the most helpful tools that I used throughout the course, especially when I was building this website, is my peers' blogs and discussion posts. So even though we had a post every week, I often frequented many of your posts, looked through the comments, and I found it so helpful to read my peers' posts and see how they completed the mini art school posts themselves, as well as how they responded to the information they attained from the text. In addition, my peers' comments on both my blogs and discussion posts were a great resource. I often use my peers' comments to make changes to my blogs, and as I noted on my previous screencast, I definitely used feedback to revise my website. Although I frequented many of my peers' blogs, I really enjoyed reading Susan's, particularly because she spent a lot of time on her mini art school posts, which I was excited to do as well. And she seemed genuinely to enjoy the activities, which it shows, and I really appreciated everything that she posted, and it was nice receiving feedback from her as well. She was a great motivator, and everybody's comments created a nice support system throughout the semester. So I appreciate all of you and the time you took to provide me with feedback. This, as I've already mentioned, is the finalized version of my website. I did provide a previous update once I submitted it. I'm really excited with how this came out, and I initially, when I first started building this, I was not expecting anything like this at all. But when I put more time, hours, and just overall effort and thought into this, I really realized just how great of a resource this has become. And it's something that I actually wish I had when I first started implementing technology in my own classroom. So I'm hoping that ultimately that I could actually implement this once I do get a position out of school and share this with my colleagues so they can become more familiar with these tools and become more comfortable using it in the classroom. The readings, Professor Lucci's advice, and my peers' feedback helped make this all possible. I really cannot complain about this course at all. I must say that this is actually probably one of the most challenging courses I have taken at Rutgers, but I loved every second of this class, and I'm so appreciative of all that I've learned, especially because I'm going to be able to use everything in my future classroom. So thank you all, and I hope you have viewed my website, my final project, and of course, as always, I appreciate any feedback. Thank you.